666.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to topic one. The Red Sea International Film Festival, the inaugural Red Sea International Film Festival, the first ever film festival in Saudi Arabia, and it will run on starting December 6th through 15th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The original date was in 2020, but the pandemic had other ideas. This week, the festival announced its lineup of films that it will be showing. Cyrano, I'm obviously saying it wrong, but Cyrano, Joe Wright's musical romantic drama starring Peter Dinklage, among others, will open the curtain on the 9-day event in Jeddah. And in total, 138 feature films and shorts from 67 countries in 34 languages, including 25 world premieres. And among this lineup are a slate of 27 new Saudi features from emerging local filmmakers. Richard, this is huge. I mean, this is a big deal for Saudi Arabia, a big deal for film. There's really a lot going on in Saudi Arabia in the beginning of December, but this is a huge deal.
It is a big deal. And it seems like it's been coming for a long time because they first started promoting this in 2019. So I'm glad it's arrived. All that anybody knows really is that the Eternals will not be aired in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, or Egypt. And I think I think this is one of those things where Saudi Arabia, it really depends on what take you want to assume and adopt with regard to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So as we know, the Eternals, there's a decision made by authorities in these countries that they won't air the Eternals, apparently because there's a same-sex relationship portrayed, and also these are human beings as gods, which is problematic. So that's all anybody knows about Saudi Arabia and the cinema right now, which makes this Red Sea Film Festival especially interesting because, as you said, it showcases, what'd you say, 138 films from 65 countries and 34 languages?
Yeah.
The Cyrano, which is based on, I guess it's a romantic comedy based on Cyrano de Bergerac, which I guess, the best. If you saw Cyrano, if you don't know what the name was, but Steve Martin was in this way back when. There's been a lot of versions of it. This one's supposed to be especially good. Ongoing right now, Netflix has a deal with a number of Saudi content producers. They're filming, as we talked about in our last weekly podcast, they're just closed on filming The Cello, which will go to cinemas. In production in Saudi Arabia is a movie with Anthony Mackie called Desert Warrior, and a movie with Gerard Butler called Kandahar. So these are big budget movies that are going to hit the screen. So Saudi Arabia is trying to move into this sector and make it attractive as a place to film, but also as make it a center for cinema. People forget that Saudi ended its 35-year ban on commercial theaters in December 2017. So what is that, 4 years ago? Not quite 4 years ago. So it's moving into this sector pretty rapidly because of its religious constraints, because it's a conservative society. There'll always be hiccups and hurdles and obstacles. I don't know if they'll always be, but certainly if we're talking about this 4-year period from December 2017, there's going to be issues like the Eternals. So it's really which perspective you wish to choose. Angelina Jolie, referred to this as ignorant and sad. Certainly in certain circles, people look at it that way, but in Saudi Arabia, we have to remember this is a conservative Muslim society that isn't comfortable with this yet. It's increasingly comfortable with a lot of things, as you can see by this Red Sea Film Festival, but baby steps, and this is actually a pretty big step. But the lineup looks really interesting, and it features a lot of Saudi young artists. It has a number of shorts as well as full-length feature films. I think it's exciting that it's coming off.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're going to be honoring Haifa El Mansour, who's a Saudi female director who's been directing films for years, including before the cinema ban was lifted. She'll be honored at the festival this year.